From Elvis to the Beatles, Madonna to Michael Jackson, now you can own a piece of history. Julien's Auction House is putting items of those musical icons and many others on the auction block.
My name is Julien. I'm President and CEO of Julien's Auctions, and we're the auction house to the stars. We specialize in high-profile auctions. We've really developed a niche in our industry for being known as the world's leader in entertainment and celebrity auctions.
Darren, good morning.
Good morning.
68 artists, I believe, are represented in this auction.
Yes, and it comes from either the celebrities themselves or the estates.
Everybody around the world is fascinated with Western pop culture. Julien's Auctions is, we preserve pop culture history.
Martin Nolan, Executive Director of Julien's Auctions.
Dave Martin, how are you, dear boy? God bless you.
How are you?
Well, deal.
We did it.
I did it. I love it. Yes.
I'm Martin Nolan, Executive Director of Julien's Auctions. We are the auction house to the stars.
We do $2 million.
Yes, we got $2 million.
I'm the CFO of the company, but I wear many hats.
We're invited to the reception with the Commodore and the senior officers of the Queen Mary too, so we're mixing with the rich and famous.
We're not only known, in the industry, we're known all over the world by fans and collectors.
I'm a movie buff, and I came to see everything that's here.
I mean, no matter where you go in the world, people are fascinated or infatuated or fanatical about celebrities.
The fans come from all over the world, and it's a way for them to connect.
We're already at $600, about 7.
I think the phenomenon of fandom is fascinating, actually, and I think it's difficult to really pinpoint exactly what it is that switches on in someone's brain.
Darren, Julien is from Julien's Auction House. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Mary.
You don't need to be a brain surgeon to know that this once belonged to Michael Jackson, obviously.
What everybody's here for today is Michael Jackson, and particularly the sale of the white glove from the Motown 25 special.
To me, it means that the public get an opportunity to get something that belongs to him.
Sold!
How high were you willing to go today?
Well, that's a secret.
The glove sold for $420,000, including buyer's premium.
Much more than what we got it for.
$90,000, $95,000, $100,000.
What I love about entertainment memorabilia is that people want to get close, and they can't get close to their favorite stars unless they come to auction.
If you have a A-list celebrity and they want to sell something, it's easy to create a marketing campaign around that.
You sold things from Barbra Streisand, from Marilyn Monroe, from Cher.
We're selling items for some of the biggest names in the world. We have to do it first class.
She is an award-winning actress, best-selling author, and accomplished producer. And likely the most glamorous dame you're ever going to meet.
82-year-old Joan Collins wows in a figure-hugging animal print dress as she auctions off her sensational wardrobe.
Now you can own some of those gems and gowns from Joan's personal collection through Julien's Auctions.
I love piecing that together and making something, that the world will hear about.
When I met Darren Julien, and he suggested doing an auction because he'd done wonderful auctions for Barbra Streisand and Cher and Bette Midler and recently Burt Reynolds, I thought, well, why not?
Bette Midler has conquered music, Broadway, television, and movies over her 40-year career, and now she is auctioning off some of her most famous looks.
When I saw the catalog, which is one of the most beautiful things ever, I burst into tears.
I think it's a gorgeous auction. They should keep the catalog. That'll be a keeper.
Cher gave me these shoes in the early 70s when these kinds of platform shoes were all the rage.
You have 200 items from the collection of Cher.
Look at these gowns, they're absolutely incredible.
Yeah, these are Bob Mackie gowns, and we have approximately 150 from the Sonny and Cher show. These are obviously from the late 60s, early 70s.
Those are in style now, almost.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right.
At 78 years old, Jane Fonda is, in short, an icon. And now, you can own a piece of the Hollywood legend. Julien's Auctions gives People's List an exclusive look inside property from the collection of Jane Fonda.
We have a lot of really amazing pieces, dresses that she wore to important events.
One standout is her wedding dress from her 1991 marriage to media mogul Ted Turner. One item more on the sentimental side is the signed original script for On Golden Pond, the last film she starred in with her late father, Henry Fonda.
This is a great, diverse collection representing Jane Fonda's life and career.
Take the items and we kind of create like a moving museum.
It's about archiving and cataloging. It can take us months or even a year or two to research and get the answer on something, but unless we know its history, we can't sell it.
On any given morning in this warehouse in West LA.
Oh, yes, it's heavy.
Yeah.
Cardboard boxes can bring untold riches. For security reasons, we can't tell you where this warehouse is, but it belongs to Julien's Auctions.
It's fascinating to see the stuff that's delivered, and more than anything, how things are delivered to us.
This is like a treasure hunt.
Yeah, we often get calls like this where we go all over, the world looking at collections.
Well, my brother worked with for Marilyn. She came to my apartment so many times, and nobody knew who she was.
Oh my goodness. These are all original snapshots.
These are all originals. And I've had it all these years. And I have friends who knew that I had it and kept telling me, please, why don't you sell it?
And now, making history, selling one of the most significant dresses in the world.
The Holy Grail is that dress she wore when she sang Happy Birthday to President Kennedy, May 1962.
I've got $2 million to start.
We opened at 1.4 million, immediately went to 2 million.
3 million, I got 3 million.
Then a bidder in the room went to 3 million, which was really amazing that we were jumping in $1 million bids.
$4 million we have bid at Julien's. It brought 4.81 million.
So this is in fact a new world record at 4.8 million. This is one for the history books, one for the record books, and just another fantastic night at Julien's Auctions. We're the auction house to smashing world records.
Memorabilia represents a memory.
We don't just create an auction, we create an event around it.
An event woven with the threads of America's pop culture history. The more glamorous, the better.
I purchased an item today, so my very first auction where I've purchased something, so I'm very happy about it.
Thank you, congratulations.
Well, tonight's our VIP reception. We throw one for every one of our key auctions that we put together. We typically do this a couple nights before the auction.
And we're giving people an opportunity to see up close the amazing collections that we have.
So we're here at our annual street art auction. It's a very exciting evening for us. It's an evening sale. We're selling 47 works of street art. And of course we have a crowded room, so it's going to be a fantastic auction.
We invite our VIP clients. It's a chance for them to come and see this amazing collection together.
It's full of excitement, it's fun.
So the party is really a chance for the people who own these items, who are selling them, and also to invite potential buyers. They can come and have a intimate time with the items.
Half the fun is not having it, but collecting it.
This is all stuff that comes from my personal collection.
We're at the Slash exhibition preview party, and we're turning Slash into cash.
A lot of this stuff has a lot of history.
We're getting ready to welcome Ringo Starr and Barbara back. It's a VIP viewing party.
We're at the Osborne's home here on Doheny in Beverly Hills. Magnificent home has just been sold.
3 homes yielded 500 lots to define this spotlight-grabbing sale. Ozzy, Sharon, Kelly, Jack. They're all here waiting for a good home. Of course, if you're a busy celeb, the first place you turn to in the bidding world is Julien's Auctions. How and why did you get into auctioning with celebrities?
I used to run a company called Cruise International. We did classic car auctions. And one of the things that we had always opened the car auctions with is memorabilia. And so I was more fascinated with the memorabilia than what I was the actual cars.
Darren decided to concentrate on the memorabilia side, and after teaming with Sotheby's for some impressive sales, he began to make a solid name for his company.
And we're always working with multiple celebrities at one time because we have to keep planning our events way in advance. It's really a lot of fun because it's kind of like an artist creating a painting where you start off with the conversation. You have this canvas where it's blank, and you go through and you kind of build it with the celebrity. As a result, part of the process, we get to know the people very personally and intimately because you're in their home.
What do you like better, Darren or Mark? Well, you can't differentiate. They have different personalities, both of them, and they're both really nice people to work with.
We recently did the collection of Larry Hagman.
we're selling the collection of Larry Hagman.
This is a VIP preview party. If you're a Dallas fan, a Larry Hagman fan, there's something here for everybody. Linda and Larry, JR and Sue Ellen arrived on horses. They came from the Beverly Hilton. We literally shut down Wilshire, and it was a police escort. And it grabbed headlines all over the world.
I had a dream, Linda and I going down the street, and traffic was honking, just like now. And I told Darren Julien, who's doing the auction, and he said, oh yeah, done deal.
Darren and Martin have been just extraordinary.
Well, I heard it went well
today. Julian's auction is right here. Darren.
So no matter where you are, you can own a piece of Larry Hagman.
Okay.
I cook a homemade dinner for them because I said you travel way too much. You need a home-cooked meal. So I'm known as the big sister, and I love it.
Camera wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. So when you walk out, it'll be us.
That's not true.
We've taken Linda on the road with us. She's been in my mother's house.
Prince, the king of pop, and simply the king. If you are even a casual music fan, you know we're talking about rock and roll royalty, and now as part of a new auction, you can buy items once belonging to those stars and more.
This is the first time that a Beatles done an auction.
Because Ringo Starr is the drummer for the Beatles, so people expect that there would be drum kits in the auction block. In fact, we have 7 drum kits in the auction block, including his first Ludwig drum kit.
Look at the size of it. I mean, I wanted it small because I wanted to make me look big.
Used in over 200 performances and also used to record really important iconic songs such as I Want to Hold Your Hand, She Loves You, Can't Buy Me Love, Money, and many, many more.
This is on lots of records.
1 million to start the bidding. $1,400,000 to bid. $1,405,000. $1,500,000. $1,500,000. $1,500,000 I got. $1,750,000. There is a new owner of #1 drum kit of the Beatles in the world. Sold $1,750,000. A little over $2 million with buyer's premium.
We have many, many very important guitars in this auction. One that stands out, of course, is a guitar gifted by John Lennon to Ringo Starr. It's a Rose Morris model Rickenbacker.
I'm going to see how great this was because it's a short neck. That's why John gave it to me.
2 weeks ago, we sold a guitar played by John Lennon for $2.4 million, a drum skin played by Ringo Starr for $2.1 million. Typically, we'll take on a collection, you know, if it's an A-list celebrity or, you know, somebody that we know is going to garner a lot of press.
How much would you pay for a piece of wedding cake? How about if the wedding cake belonged to one of the royals?
We also do anything that's going to grab headlines around the world.
This, by the way, is a house called Julien's that is doing this auction.
And many times that can be a musician, somebody that's in Hollywood, or even sports.
So Julien's Auctions, we are truly delighted to team up with Pele to present the collection of Pele.
É evidente que você tem que ter confiança, você tem que ter informações, não é, de quem passa a ser o seu parceiro.
It's just fantastic. What a story this entire auction tells, and it doesn't get any bigger than Pele.
E a Julius, eu tenho certeza que é de confiança, que eu posso confiar, por isso é que eu decidi botar na mão deles todos os meus troféus, porque eu confio neles.
So Julien's Auctions, the auction house to the stars, we're taking Pele's auction to London this year. Every home has a pair of dirty sneakers, and these are Bruce Lee's from Game of Death.
I got to clear back now, 20. 17 pound of 20,000, 17 pound of 20.
Yes! Surrounded by a fantastic exhibition from the collection of Elizabeth Taylor.
So, honestly, it's very hard to describe, but it is the ultimate adrenaline rush.
We're selling a glove or a jacket or lyrics or something, sort of, that's the tangible item, but really what we're selling is the memory and the history.
In this dog-eared box, we found Audrey Hepburn's hat, the very one she wore in the movie Funny Face.
We really treat these items like a museum item because you want to have respect for the celebrity and for the piece.
And that's why they're buying it, is because they can buy with confidence here at Julien's auction, knowing that the stuff is authentic and they can get close, and that's how they feel, close to the celebrity and also to that character.
It's very exciting because today is the very first day, day one of the Les Paul Estate Auction.
Well, I've been a long-time appraiser in the Antiques Roadshow. I was actually supposed to be in Boston today, but when Darren offered me one of the auctioneer's roles, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
It's really an amazing collection. It's an honor for us. To be known as the auction house that was chosen by the estate of Les Paul to sell his collection is very prestigious.
So it's really exciting. I'm always watching these auctions very closely.
Phones are calling South America, Ireland, Singapore, Australia. It's all over the world and it's exciting.
This is the largest ever auction devoted to the pop star. And our fashion insider Lloyd Boston scored the very first invite. We're going inside Madonna's very private material world.
Is the actual Material Girl gown when she channeled Marilyn Monroe for the iconic video. It's right next to me. This is the one and only.
This is a recording made by Madonna in 1979.
These are the earliest recordings of Madonna that we know of.
People are nostalgic. So if they don't get to meet Madonna, the next best thing is to own something really cool from her career, like Desperately Seeking Susan jacket.
We are back with a bus fit for a king, and who else? The king of rock and roll, of course. I'm actually standing in one of Elvis's tour buses. How did this get on the auction block? This is crazy.
In fact, Elvis actually drove it as well. He drove it out from Graceland and into a cornfield and back around again and back home to Graceland. I can't imagine there's any other bus, any other tour bus certainly, that was driven by Elvis Presley.
Rare items once owned by Michael Jackson are part of the auction as well. Is it rare for iconic items like these to turn up?
Very much so. I mean, it's becoming harder and harder to find, especially Michael Jackson. And what makes this glove so special is that he wore it on the Motown 25 special in 1983. This was the most historic performance of his career. It's where he debuted the moonwalk to the world.
We got the bad jacket. We're bad.
This may be the only chance you'll ever get in the history of music memorabilia to buy this Thriller jacket. Sold for $1,800,000 with buyer's premium at Julien's auction house, the best in the world.
I'm still in shock. I mean, we just sold a jacket for $1.8 million. It hasn't really sunk in, and I have a feeling it's going to be a few days before it does.
We're here because this is a fabulous auction at Julien's auction house.
For a celebrity, they don't want, the money's important to them, but what's more important to them is to preserve their career and their legacy.
Hey everyone, I'm Rod Roddenberry. I'm here at Planet Hollywood for Julien's auctions. This is really the stuff that's behind Star Trek, behind the creator.
That's what we do. We preserve the legacy and career of a celebrity.
Beatles memorabilia, I mean, it's huge because we're kind of getting the 50th anniversary.
Absolutely. It's a 3-day extravaganza for the collection of Ringo Starr and Barbara Bach. So, fantastic auction. We're excited to get started. There's bidders interested in these items around the world, and we can't wait.
We're the auction house if you want it done first class, want it done right.
Ringo gave us the White Album back in September in his penthouse in Chelsea in London. He said, I'm giving this up. This is something very dear to me, but I've had it in a bank vault for 35 years. It's time for me to let it go.
Ringo Starr's UK first mono pressing White Album, #1. Phone bidder at $500,000
for any album ever sold.
For any album ever sold, and selling then at $650,000. Sold. Another record here at Julien's auction.
The record price ever before today was $300,000. We shattered that record with a sale of over $790,000 for the #1 White Album owned by Ringo Starr.
We're going to do this every year for the next 10 years.
Julien's Auctions, we're the auction house to the stars, and now we're the auction house to smashing world records.
I mean, it's part of what we do. It's an event, and you make it an experience. We really want it to be something where people enjoy the experience of working with us so that they'll come back.